The Cold War was an unparalleled period of innovation, competition, and ambition in the history of aviation. With nations vying for air superiority, the skies became a stage for cutting-edge experiments. Today we're diving into the top 10 Cold War-era aircraft prototypes that rewrote the rules of flight. From supersonic interceptors to nuclear-powered giants, these designs shaped the future of aviation. Let's get started. 10. Ryan XF-2R Dark Shark. Starting our journey into Cold War innovation is the Ryan XF-2R Dark Shark. Developed in the late 1940s, the XF-2R was a hybrid aircraft, combining a turboprop engine with a jet engine to achieve unprecedented versatility. The concept was simple yet revolutionary. The aircraft's turboprop engine would provide efficiency at lower speeds and altitudes, while the jet engine could kick in for high-speed pursuits and dogfights. This dual-power system gave the Dark Shark impressive performance capabilities, with a top speed of over 500 mph, remarkable for its time. But despite its promise, the XF-2R faced challenges. By the late 1940s, jet engine technology was advancing rapidly, making hybrid designs like the Dark Shark less relevant. Pure jet fighters such as the F-86 Sabre were proving to be superior in speed and performance, and the Navy decided to focus its resources on all-jet designs. Only one XF-2R prototype was built, but its significance cannot be understated. It marked a critical transitional period in military aviation. 9. Caspian Sea Monster. Next on our list is the Caspian Sea Monster, officially known as the KM Ekranoplan. This Cold War marvel wasn't quite a plane or a ship. It was a ground effect vehicle, using the aerodynamic lift generated by its proximity to the water's surface. Designed by the Soviet Union in the 1960s, the KM could carry massive payloads at high speeds while skimming just meters above the water. Its low altitude made it nearly impossible to detect by radar, giving it the potential to act as a stealthy troop or missile transport during wartime. At over 300 feet long and weighing 544 tons, the Caspian Sea Monster was capable of reaching speeds exceeding 300 miles per hour. However, its size and complexity made it difficult to operate, and the technology was ultimately deemed too niche for widespread use. Even so, the KM has captured the imagination of aviation enthusiasts worldwide, standing as one of the most unique and ambitious creations of the Cold War era. 8. Bell XF-109. The Bell XF-109 was an ambitious project aimed at combining the best of two worlds, vertical takeoff and landing, VTOL, with supersonic speeds. The XF-109 was envisioned as a Mach 2 jet fighter that could operate from virtually any location, eliminating the need for long runways, a game-changer in the Cold War era. Its design included a unique pivoting engine system, allowing it to take off vertically before transitioning to horizontal flight. In theory, this meant that the XF-109 could be deployed quickly and flexibly, especially in remote areas or war zones where infrastructure was lacking. Despite the grand vision, the XF-109 faced numerous technical challenges. The engineering required to balance power, weight, and stability was ahead of its time. Additionally, by the late 1950s, the US military had shifted its focus to more practical designs, like the Harrier jump jet, which achieved similar goals with simpler technology. Although the XF-109 never made it past the prototype stage, its innovative design influenced future VTOL aircraft. 7. Avro Canada CF-105. Arrow. Next on our list is a legendary aircraft that has become a symbol of ambition and controversy, the Avro Canada CF-105 Arrow. Designed in the 1950s, this supersonic interceptor was meant to secure Canada's skies during the height of the Cold War. The Arrow was cutting edge for its time, capable of reaching speeds of Mach 2 and operating at altitudes exceeding 50,000 feet. What made the CF-105 truly remarkable was its combination of speed, range, and advanced avionics. It was equipped with cutting-edge radar and fire control systems, designed to intercept Soviet bombers long before they could threaten North American cities. Its delta-wing configuration not only gave it a sleek, futuristic look, but also allowed for exceptional performance at high speeds. The Arrow was poised to be a game-changer, but its story took a dramatic turn. In 1959, the Canadian government abruptly cancelled the program, citing high costs and shifting defense priorities. All prototypes and blueprints were ordered to be destroyed, a move that remains controversial to this day. Some speculate that political pressure from the US and the rise of missile defense systems influenced this decision. The Arrow's mystique continues to inspire, symbolizing both the heights of innovation and the fragility of great ambitions in the face of political realities. 6. Northrop YB-35. The Northrop YB-35 was a visionary leap into the future of aviation. Developed during the 1940s, it featured a revolutionary flying wing design that eliminated the need for a traditional fuselage and tail. This not only reduced drag but also maximized lift, making the YB-35 incredibly efficient. Powered by 4 massive piston engines driving contra-rotating propellers, the YB-35 was intended to serve as a long-range bomber capable of carrying heavy payloads across vast distances. Its range and fuel efficiency were unparalleled for its time, making it a potential game-changer in strategic bombing. However, the YB-35 faced significant technical challenges, particularly with its complex propeller system, which often led to mechanical issues. The emergence of jet engines also overshadowed the YB-35's propeller-driven design, and it was ultimately sidelined in favor of the jet-powered YB-49. Despite its cancellation, the YB-35's influence is undeniable. Its flying wing concept paved the way for the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, proving that Northrop's bold vision was simply ahead of its time. 5. Yakovlev Yak-141. The Yakovlev Yak-141, also known as the Freestyle, was the Soviet Union's answer to the challenge of vertical takeoff and landing, VTOL, in supersonic jets. Developed in the 1980s, this advanced fighter was designed to operate from the decks of Soviet aircraft carriers, combining VTOL flexibility with the speed and firepower of a modern jet. Its innovative design featured 3 engines, 1 main engine for horizontal flight and 2 smaller lift jets for vertical takeoff and landing. The Yak-141 could reach speeds of Mach 1.7 and was equipped with advanced radar and missile systems, making it a formidable platform. However, the collapse of the Soviet Union brought the Yak-141's development to a halt. Funding dried up and the project was ultimately shelved, but the story doesn't end there. The Yak-141's VTOL technology heavily influenced the development of the Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II, showing how ideas from one era can shape the future. 4. Lockheed YF-12. Next on the list is the Lockheed YF-12, a high-speed, high-altitude interceptor that looked like something straight out of science fiction. Developed in the 1960s as part of the legendary Blackbird family, the YF-12 shared much of its DNA with the SR-71, including its titanium body and stealth-like features. What set the YF-12 apart was its mission. Designed as an interceptor, it carried AAM-47 missiles that could target enemy aircraft over 100 miles away. Flying at speeds exceeding Mach 3, the YF-12 could not only detect threats, but eliminate them long before they posed any danger. Despite its incredible capabilities, the YF-12 faced challenges. Its costs were astronomical, and the emergence of advanced surface-to-air missile systems shifted US defense strategies away from high-speed interceptors. Only 3 prototypes were built, and the project was eventually cancelled. Yet, the YF-12 wasn't a complete loss. The data collected during its development significantly influenced the SR-71 program, and its legacy lives on as a symbol of the unrelenting pursuit of speed and power in aerial combat. 3. Convair NB-36H. Imagine an aircraft powered by a nuclear reactor. That was the radical idea behind the Convair NB-36H, a modified B-36 bomber that tested the feasibility of nuclear-powered flight. This Cold War experiment aimed to create a plane that could remain airborne for weeks without refueling. To protect the crew from radiation, the NB-36H featured a heavily shielded cockpit with lead and rubber lining, making it one of the safest places in the sky. During its test flights in the 1950s, the NB-36H carried a fully operational nuclear reactor. Though the reactor itself didn't power the engines, it was used to study shielding and safety protocols. While the concept was groundbreaking, the challenges were immense. Concerns over safety, environmental risks, and the sheer complexity of maintaining a flying nuclear reactor ultimately led to the project's cancellation. Still, the NB-36H remains an extraordinary chapter in aviation history, illustrating the lengths engineers were willing to go to achieve strategic dominance during the Cold War. 2. North American XB-70 Valkyrie. Next up is the North American XB-70 Valkyrie, a bomber so advanced it seemed to defy the laws of physics. Conceived in the 1950s, this 6-engine behemoth was designed to cruise at Mach 3 at altitudes of 70,000 feet, making it nearly untouchable by enemy defenses. The XB-70 was built to deliver nuclear payloads deep into enemy territory during the height of the Cold War. Its unique design with folding wingtips reduced drag and increased stability at supersonic speeds. At over 185 feet long and weighing 500,000 pounds, it was a flying masterpiece. But the Valkyrie's dominance was short-lived. Advances in surface-to-air missiles and the shift toward intercontinental ballistic missiles rendered the concept of high-speed bombers less relevant. Only 2 prototypes were built, and a tragic mid-air collision during a test flight sealed the program's fate. 1. Lockheed CL-1201. The Lockheed CL-1201 was not just a plane, it was a vision of the future. This conceptual design from the 1960s proposed a nuclear-powered flying aircraft carrier that could remain airborne for weeks. Measuring a mind-boggling 1,120 feet in wingspan, longer than 3 football fields, it was designed to carry up to 22 fighter jets that could launch and land in mid-air. The nuclear reactor at its core would provide virtually unlimited range, allowing it to serve as a strategic airbase above hostile territories. The CL-1201's potential as a mobile fortress in the sky made it an attractive concept, in a time when both the US and the Soviet Union sought every possible advantage. But with ambition comes challenges. The technical and logistical hurdles were immense. Keeping a reactor-powered plane aloft safely while supporting a crew and fighter operations proved infeasible. Even if it were technically achievable, the costs would have been astronomical. However, the CL-1201 embodies the go big or go home mentality of Cold War innovation, and it remains one of the most awe-inspiring concepts of the era. These aircraft prototypes represent the height of Cold War innovation and ambition. Each one pushed the boundaries of engineering, whether it was a flying nuclear reactor, a supersonic VTOL fighter, or a behemoth that blurred the line between plane and ship. Which of these incredible designs left you in awe? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more aviation stories.